Hey, what's up, guys? You're here with Goran and Ashley from PickDawgz. Thank you for joining us for another great video of some player props, goal scorers, bet builders, and whatever you want from all those smaller leagues that often get overlooked by everybody except for Ashley, who always manages to find some winners out of those leagues that I personally would not even consider betting on. But that's why we have Ashley here at PickDawgz to give us those nice winners. All the videos are up on the PickDawgz YouTube channel, so subscribe, hit that like button, guys, and of course, make sure you check out our premiums for the weekend. Now it's the time to gather those 3 day passes or a 7 day pass because we have the Champions League week next week, so there's gonna be a lot of great premiums from that as well. Ashley, I won't take too much of our time here. We have a few games from the top five leagues, more so on Saturday than on Sunday. But then you have, as usual, about 6 or 7 of those bonus bets from South America, Bulgaria, even MLS or German third division. Let's get it in order, Ashley. Aston Villa versus Arsenal is the first game that you have here.
With this one, I'm going to take a straightforward, just both teams to score at -110. Arsenal, they have a really stout defense, but Aston Villa are at home here. They've actually been playing extremely well. Came from behind to win in their last match. They have scored in 8 of their 9 league matches. So I was actually even tempted to try to be gutsy enough to take Villa on the double chance, but I'm just going to say, I think that Arsenal score. They have enough firepower, but I don't think that they stop Villa from getting at least a goal here. So I was going to take both teams to score in this one.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Aston Villa is on a 6 game winning streak. They've been scoring a bunch of goals, so why not take advantage of this great prize that we are getting for the both teams to score in this one? City and Sunderland is the next one. Now, City was involved a few days ago in that extremely high scoring match against Fulham that they managed to win 5-4, but defensively they are one huge mess right now. And Sunderland actually plays decent football right now, but then again, they haven't beaten the City in a long, long, long time.
Right, and with this one, just like you said, City, their defense is all over the place, but they can score goals. So that's the angle that I'm taking in this one. They're at home here. I'm going to take a shot. Taking Holland to score and City to win or something. You can do that if you'd like, but I'm going to take the +160 here on Phil Foden to score. Uh, you know, he's scored 2 braces. So his last 2 starts, he scored um, twice in both of those. So getting him to score once here at home as favorites, I just think +160 is a gift. He's more prone to shooting than he is necessarily trying to pass it up to Holland when he's open. So, yeah, I think he'll come into this one with tons of confidence. I think they'll score multiple goals, and I think this should be priced more with this last couple of matches and the way everything else lines up, like +130. So, yeah, we're getting nice value too.
Yeah, exactly that. Now we have to be a little bit careful. I would wait for lineups with these guys because they are playing against Real Madrid in the Champions League next week. So it's hard to imagine now. Maybe if Pep Guardiola has any interviews or whatever, he says who's going to be playing for sure. But just make sure that Foden is actually in the starting 11 for this game. Next up in La Liga, Ashley, Betis versus Barcelona, a pretty solid matchup, an interesting one that should be Barcelona beating Atletico Madrid. But you know what? As a Barca fan, I'm always frustrated because it takes them conceding a goal to start playing good football in pretty much every game. I want to say, let's say 90% of games this season. Uh, and once they concede a goal, that's when they finally wake up and start playing, and they've been conceding a lot of goals.
Yeah, and that's why there's a prop, probably on multiple books. But if you guys have 365 under the heading of specials, there's one that says like picking a team to win from behind, and it's
Yeah.
usually pretty solid plus money, around +300 or so. So if you want to sprinkle that on Barcelona matches, that's not a bad idea. On this one though,
That
I
is
did.
actually plus 500 in this game.
Oh wow! So yeah, well there you go, and I do think that better score, which obviously leads into my pick here. I do think that this is a solid matchup. I love Barcelona too, so we are going to throw in, our good old "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" Yamal to score or assist. I don't even need to go into his numbers anymore at this point. That kid's just crazy good. I think he's already like worth $250 million or something ridiculous, but worth every penny as far as this sport goes. So I think that both teams score, and I think both teams are capable of scoring a couple of goals. So I think that if Barca score a couple, that Yamal will be involved in some aspect. So getting in this at plus money, I love.
Yeah, now they are playing in the Champions League as well next week. So once again, be careful of the lineups. I personally think Yamal was a lot better last season than he is this season. I think something clicked in his mind and he's acting like he's already a super huge superstar. He is a big star in the world of soccer, absolutely. But he's acting like he's won Ballon d'Or, he's won the Champions League, he's won everything. I think he has to fix his off the pitch behavior and get back to his form from last season. I'm sure he has people who are working on that, so maybe that will change soon enough. Next up in Bundesliga, Ashley, you have a game between Wolfsburg and Union Berlin.
Hey, I wish I would have had people adjusting my attitude. I would have gladly had attitude problems to be 18 years old and being thrown $250 million. But yeah, good problems to have. Um, Yeah, so we're going to go to Germany Bundesliga in this one. And this is a guy I actually spent several days ago. Spent a couple hours, just trying to find new players for shots and scoring, and I came across this guy, and it's a player for Union Berlin here. This Danilo guy. We're going to take him to have one shot on target. Um, is getting that at plus 225. So he scored twice last month in the heads up match versus Bayern. And now he plays on the back line, so that's why we're getting such great odds here. But the books have caught on a little bit because Union also just took on Bayern again a month later, and he had a shot on target. The guy usually has multiple shots, so I actually took him as a premium in their last match to have just one shot at minus 110. Well, that's long gone. The books have caught on. He's minus 200 something. So his shot was on target versus Bayern in the last match. He scored twice versus them. I just think he has a ton of confidence. I don't know how I didn't recognize him until now. He also earned a penalty. They didn't let him take it, unfortunately, because I took him to score or assist at plus 700. So, yeah, the guy loves to shoot from the back line, should have confidence. They should see this as a winnable match. So, getting him just to have one on target at plus 225, I think is just crazy, crazy value with his current form.
Yeah, I think he would have taken that penalty if it hasn't been on him. It was actually fall on him. That's why
Yeah.
I assume he didn't get to shoot the penalty. But yeah, I mean, he's similar to that player from Lens. He now plays for Tottenham. What was his name? Kevin Danso. A few seasons ago, when he had like 8 or 9 goals for Lens, and he was like he's a central defender, so he would just come out and take a shot from wherever.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a similar situation with this guy here. He plays for Union Berlin, just to make it clear, guys. Last game on Saturday, Ashley, is the matchup between PSG and Rennes in the French League One. Now, Rennes is actually having a surprisingly good season. They're sitting fifth right now. Still very, very close to the top of the table. 4 game winning streak for them. At home, they're scoring a lot more than they're scoring on the road. But PSG are not that solid or consistent defensively right now.
No, they're not, and I do think that Rennes score. They've scored in 8 straight league matches, and like you said, they've been winning matches lately. So I do think they'll get on the board. I don't think that both teams to score an over 2.5 is bad. I think that's close to even money. But I'm going to just take a swing at a little bit more value, and I'm going to say that both teams do score, but I'm going to add PSG to win. with that, it is a little bit risky, but that's why we're getting such good value here. It's hit the last two head to head. That's hit. PSG has won and both teams have scored. So, plus 165, I definitely think it's worth at least say, like half a unit because PSG on any given day are capable of scoring, 3 goals and their defense, I think, will concede here. So, yeah, if it was like even money, I wouldn't take it, but plus 165 is just too good of odds to pass for me. Yeah, it's hit in 4 of their last 5 head to head, both have scored. So, yeah, plus 165 is a no brainer.
Yeah, especially after PSG lost to Monaco last week on the
Yes.
road. Now they are playing in the Champions League against Bilbao, also on the road. So I mean, Bilbao is so garbage this season that I'm not even worried about that game. I think PSG still wants to. Well, as a matter of fact, PSG is sitting second right now in the French League One, so they're not even at the top of the table, which is something they would like to get back to. Next up from the top five leagues, actually, you have a game for Sunday. That's Real Madrid versus Celta Vigo. Not Celta. Yeah, it is Celta Vigo.
Yeah.
There is one player that's been lighting it up for Real Madrid, and it was about damn time for him to get consistent and start doing what he was paid for. Uh, Mbappe has been doing really well, and Real Madrid did finally get a win. It was against Athletic Bilbao. It was 4-0, if I remember correctly. 3-0.
Yeah, so they can score goals. They're just a really weird team. So the way I'm going to approach this, I'm gonna toss Mbappe into the mix because he's just been on fire of late. We're gonna take him to score, and we're gonna combine that with their just the over 2.5. So both teams have scored head to head in this one. In 3 straight and 4 straight head to heads have seen over 2.5. So we don't need both teams to score, although I think they can. Recent, history tells us that. But yeah, I think getting this at even money, Mbappe obviously on pins, he can score from open play, he can score from anywhere. So I love the value at even money here. I think we see at least 3 goals. I think that Madrid can concede, and I think Mbappe will do what he's been doing.
Absolutely. That's it for the top five leagues. Actually, now we are off to those bonus bets, as we like to call them, and those are the bets from those smaller leagues. The first one that you have is from the German third league. So it's Havels versus Werl. I'm very familiar with those teams, and I like to bet myself personally on those leagues as well, just because in Germany, Bundesliga 2 and even this third league, we do often see a lot of goals.
We do, and I love this. I love this league, and if you guys will pay attention to it and check out the third league in Germany, if you just take every single match on that day over 2.5, I mean, you're going to lose some of them, but you're going to come out on top more times than not. But yeah, so this one we're going to take for there to be a first half goal and over 2.5 at minus 110. Over 2.5 by itself is just too pricey. And I think the goals do fly early and often in this one. So I think we'll see one in the first half. And for the home side here, 7 of 9 have gone over, and this line is hit. And for the away side, Burl here, 7 of their last 8. This line is hit. Good head-to-head numbers. So, yeah, just straightforward in this one at minus 110.
There you have it, folks. Next up, we are going to Turkey. We have Başakşehir versus Fenerbahçe. A bit of a derby going on. And this is a player that you had last week, if I remember correctly, in the video as well.
I did, and he hit for us in stoppage time with them down a man. I thought our bet was dead once they got that red card, but this guy's just insane. So we took him last week, I think, plus 160, somewhere around there, and he hit for us. So they're going to offer him at an even better price here at plus 250. So we're just going to throw some of those winnings back into circulation and take him again. They're playing Fenerbahce, who are favorites here. So, but who cares? And you pronounce it. Let me try to do it right how you do it since you're European. Shumarodov. Right?
Shomurodov, yeah.
You put the
That's
emphasis in the right place. I think I was calling I don't know what the fuck I was calling, but anyway, yeah, we're gonna take him to score, and I'm gonna take him every single time the odds come out for the home side here. This guy is just crazy good. I think one of the bigger leagues will be. He's probably already caught somebody's eye, so get him at plus 250 when we just hit him plus 160. Throw half a unit on it, if he doesn't score, we're still in the profit with this guy. And but to not bet him right now, honestly, that number should be plus 150. So it's just stupid odds.
Yeah, he's been playing well, and it would be a shame to miss these odds. MLS Cup finale is the next one. Inter Miami versus Vancouver is the matchup that we have on Saturday. It's a big one. There's a separate video for my free picks, a couple of them actually for this game, also on the PickDawgz YouTube channel, guys. You can check it out. Inter Miami, Vancouver, two of the more consistent teams this season in the MLS. Two teams that absolutely deserve to be in the MLS Cup finale. Now, of course, one team has Messi, Jordi Alba, Busquets, and Rodrigo De Paul in the lineup, and a bunch of other good supporting cast players. Then on the other side, you have Vancouver, who looked a lot better actually than I thought they will look for the entire season, especially on the road. Now, I think that they're quite lucky with the fact that they're playing this game on the road because they've been a lot more efficient on the road than they have been at home this season.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I will be staying away from the side here. We all know Miami with all the players that Goran just listed, right, can score multiple goals. But this Vancouver side is very impressive for me. Thomas Müller there, with his assisting capabilities and scoring abilities. So I do think that both teams get on the board here, although Miami excellent at scoring. They also do concede. And Vancouver have won outright 3 of their 4 playoff matches. So I definitely think they score at the very least here. And I'm going to combine that with Messi to score or assist at minus 120. On our last show, if you guys remember, I had combined the over with Messi to score. And if you would have told me that Inter Miami would score 5 goals and Messi wouldn't have any of them, I would have said absolutely fucking not. But it did happen to us. So, and so I think that Allende got a hat trick in that one at plus 10,000. So should have picked that one instead. But we'll go with both Tenet and Messi to hopefully score or assist at home in the playoffs. That's why he earns the big bucks.
Yeah, and he gets a lot of assists as well. Now, next 3 games are, I don't even know where the first one is. So it's Universidad Católica, if I remember correctly, versus La Salera or La Calera. I don't know how you pronounce that. What league is that?
This is in Chile.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just take this guy a lot. It's very simple. Católica, they're home favorites here. Fernando's and Pedri's, their top scorer, is pretty reliable. They get gifted a lot of pins at home, and he's their top scorer overall. But he also is on penalty duty. So, yeah, I was just expecting him to be about minus 120. So definitely take him in this spot at plus 100.
What team did we say he plays for?
He plays for the home
Pedri?
side. He plays for Universidad Católica.
Católica.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, next one. This is also in Chile. Is it Independiente del Val and Libertad? If my memory serves me correct here.
Your memory has failed you. This is
not the first time.
This is in Ecuador. You'll start to remember because I take this guy quite a bit. So Claudio Spinelli, I'm going to take him to score at minus 110. You guys know I usually like to get plus money for scorers, but sometimes you're going to lay a little bit for a reason. This guy just scores lights out. Del Valle are like minus 370 home favorites, so I expect them to score multiple goals here. And I would take him honestly down to like minus 125. So with them being huge favorites and just his current form, I think minus 110 here is actually a gift, even though we're laying a little bit.
Sounds good. And the last one, I know where they are from. So this is Chernomore versus CSK Sofia. They are from Bulgaria, the top flight. And you have a couple of bets here for the same goal scorer.
Yeah, so this guy, I've also just recently kind of been studying and turned on to him. I believe it's Leandro Godoy, believe. So just taking him to score one. At plus 162 is just crazy. And getting him to score twice plus 800, obviously you're just going to sprinkle that, right? You don't go crazy with it. But the form of his is insane. So in 4 straight matches, no, I'm sorry, in 4 of his last 5 starts, he's scored 2+ goals. I did post him in my VIP last week to score, which he did, and sprinkled him to score twice at plus 500, which he did. So getting, plus 800 is just one of those where you bet a bad line. Right? You should not be getting this with this guy's current form. So I love him to score, and he's definitely worth taking a shot to score twice.
There you have it, guys. You've heard it. A lot of great goal scorer props here. A lot of great bets overall. Thank you for joining us. As usual, we appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. Make sure you subscribe, leave us a comment, of course. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys soon.